Hi, my name's Rob Marriott, also known as 350 Kilotons on the Project.mp4 and 3D Palace forums.
And I'm Chris. I'm going to be operating the camera for this. I'm Chris Robson, owner of 3dpalace.com and administrator of Private Up with Rob here. I'm going to be operating the camera and asking irritating questions that you yourself would probably like to ask but would be horribly embarrassed to do so.
Okay, and this short sequence of tutorials is to paint one of these. This is a Games Workshop Warhammer 40k Space Ork. He's a standard troop type. He's one of the boys. Generally go around in a large mob, desperately trying to get into hand-to-hand combat to smash puny humans, Tor, Eldar, Tyranids.
Or in fact other orcs if they get bored.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So we're going to start off with this one that has been assembled and primed by Chris's gaming son.
Yep.
And
because of course the situation here is that this video is for people who are either like myself, I'm 36, or my son who's 12, and neither of us have any painting experience, and of course want to be able to paint these figures to a tabletop standard. And so that's where these videos are going to enter in. Later on we're going to have videos that are going to cover obviously more detailed methods of painting, but for this DVD here you're going to be looking at taking your set to a tabletop standard, I gather, Rob?
Yes, definitely a reasonable tabletop standard. You will end up hopefully with something at least as good as this, or better. This is Gareth, and this is the guy we'll actually be painting.
As a bit of a cheat, actually, of course, we do record this segment last, and we've had a lot of fun recording this fellow.
So at the moment he still needs the sand painting as sand rather than just being unpainted sand, because it looks out of scale, but I'd like to think that he's an acceptable tabletop standard.
Well, I think very much so. We tested it earlier after the paint job by taking it through and showing it to said boy, and said boy was extremely excited.
So we'll be covering basic layering techniques for the flesh, well, for pretty much all the miniature apart from his hair, where we'll be covering dry brushing. This guy's a goth, so he's wearing a lot of black. It's a very, very standard, generic paint scheme. All the very basic paint recipes. You should have no problems in at least equaling this with your first few miniatures and bettering it, hopefully, very quickly. And hopefully you'll be posting pictures on the Private Up forums.
Well, I sincerely hope they are going to be posting pictures on the Private Up forums, because if you don't, we won't know what we're supposed to be doing next or how well we're doing. So make sure you bloody well do.
So yeah, this is
Gareth?
Gareth.
Gareth Gobblecock.
Right, I'm glad you said that.
Yes, Gareth Gobblecock in tribute to the fine Games Review Yahtzee.
Yeah, it's very, very. It was a nice miniature to paint.
It was. Watching it was an absolute delight. I'm really looking forward to following along this DVD myself. My kids are looking forward to watching the DVD, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a horrible marketing evil swine who wants you to buy copies for every relative you have, even though we do. I'm genuinely looking forward to watching this because I think I'm going to learn a lot and the kids are going to learn a lot from it. And this is going to be useful for you older people like me who really don't want to go into a Games Workshop or hobbyist store and sit on a bench next to some 12-year-old and try and learn painting tips.
Especially if the 12-year-old is the one teaching.
Yes, because we're going to feel a bit weird.
So it's a perfectly acceptable tabletop standard, I think. I do explain the shortcuts you can take throughout. And it's just, it's quite relaxing, and like I say, I think this took us, what, 4 or 5 hours?
Between 4 and 5 hours.
So, but we're explaining...
Then again, we were going quite slowly. I mean, you're going to be sitting quietly, presumably watching telly in the background or listening to the radio or whatever.
So you should be able to get a miniature of this standard or better within 2-3 hours.
Once you've had practice, 2 or 3 hours, I say would be probably about right, yeah.
So that means a force inside a month.
Certainly 500 points or less, I'd say 2 to 3 weeks certainly.
Yeah, definitely. So I hope you enjoy the tutorial. If there are any questions, please don't hesitate to post on the Private Up forums. Any abuse, you can post that as well, but it will be moderated. So.
Yep. Though we do obviously enjoy a good abusive post because it gives us something to laugh at.
And if you have hints and tips, shortcuts you found, we
are delighted to see them. We're always looking for people with new expertise and new ideas for the Private Up forums. We're not going to shoot you down for posting up your miniature, no matter what grade you send it in at.
Yeah, and
we really are there to help you as a learning community, rather than crapping all over your model and being elitist facts community.
Definitely. We'll be going on to more complicated miniatures later on in the series.
Yeah, but the whole idea is that we're really trying to show people how to go from nothing to having some skills.
Definitely.
So honestly, you'll be able to follow along. We really are sure of that.
So, without further ado,
let's get on to making Gareth Gobblecock.